Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Roll for Cake. No, I'm not wearing a shirt and no, I won't put one on. Here at Roll for Cake, we roll a fluffy dice 4 times to get 4 numbers, and depending on those numbers, we create weird and wacky cake combinations. A quick refresh on what that combination came out to be. It was a chai olive oil cake with a Dulce de Leche French buttercream. Full transparency, I hadn't heard of an olive oil cake prior to this channel, but when I was making this board, after mud cake, sponge, and cheesecake, I kind of ran out of ideas. So I had to resort to chat to help me fill out the rest. Anyway, time to learn. Some cakes use vegetable oil instead of butter, because it provides so much more moisture in the cake. And this is partly because of 2 reasons. Vegetable oil is liquid at room temperature, so it doesn't firm up once it cools. And during the cooking process, a lot of the water in butter gets cooked out, which removes a lot of the moisture from the cake, drying it out. Whereas oils don't have that problem because they're 100% fat. Now, an olive oil cake is essentially just a straight swap for vegetable oil in an otherwise basic cake recipe. However, vegetable oil is neutral in flavor, so it only really provides moisture to the cake recipes, whereas olive oil provides a fruitiness to the cake. Now, I don't care what they say, there's nothing wrong with being a little fruity. And with this fruity cake, we've been tasked to add some chai spice, which is normally a mixture of cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and ginger, plus a few other different things. So we essentially just have a spiced fruit cake with extra steps. Something somewhat normal is a breath of fresh air in this godforsaken kitchen. Now, this is where the fun begins. To this spiced fruit cake, we are going to be adding a Dulce de Leche French buttercream. Now, Dulce de Leche is a thick caramelly spread made by heating up milk and sugar until it caramelizes and thickens. It's essentially just caramel's thicker cousin. Now, a French buttercream is kind of like a Swiss meringue buttercream, which we made on this episode here, but instead of egg whites, it's made with egg yolks. You make a hot sugar syrup with water and sugar, and you beat that into the egg yolks, add in some butter, and you end up with this really rich, really silky smooth buttercream that's not overly sweet compared to a lot of other buttercreams you might have experienced. Now, during my research, apparently Dulce de Leche French buttercream is already quite common. You can find it in a lot of banana-based pastries in Europe. The deep caramel richness of the Dulce de Leche and then the deep richness of the custardy French buttercream apparently meld really well together. So we have a spiced fruit cake with a deeply rich caramelly frosting. It doesn't sound too bad. They both sound quite nice. I just don't know how well they're gonna go together. There's only one way to find out. Let's make this, shall we? Okay, this actually looks really good. Pardon the frosting, I'm not great. I'm an amateur after all. The cake was probably one of the easiest ones we've had to make. It's literally just dry ingredients, wet ingredients, mixed together, bake. Super simple. The only issue I had with the cake was initially when I mixed those chai spices together, it smelled beautiful, but as soon as I added that olive oil, that is the only thing you could smell. And I was a little unnerved when baking it. But now that olive oil smell's gone, and you're just left with this beautiful smelling spiced cake. So I'm actually very excited to try this. One thing left to do. Okay, the cake is so moist. It's actually a really lovely cake. The buttercream is not very sweet. It's like a salted caramel. It's really nice. It's very creamy, very, very creamy. And then the cake, it's lovely. It tastes kind of like carrot cake. You get those spices. The cinnamon is very prominent. It's really moist. Like, it's a beautiful texture. Along with the buttercream, it is a very rich, it's a very creamy texture. It's actually a beautiful cake. You can eat pieces of this. It's great. It's beautiful. It's not wow, but it's a really yummy cake. Like, you would buy this at a cafe, you would smash it. Pay $8, $10 a piece, and you would really enjoy it. I think if you don't have a massive sweet tooth, this would be a great cake for you. Buttercream is not too sweet. The cake is not too sweet. But the more I eat it, the more I enjoy it. Okay, I'm gonna tidy this up. I'll gather my thoughts and we'll come back and we'll rate, review, and score the cake. This was a lovely cake. It was really, really nice. This is the girl that you take home to your parents. She might not be a spitfire, she might not blow your mind, but you love it. You're happy, you're safe, you're comfortable, you're warm. You enjoy every second of it and you don't get sick of it, which is the downsides of some of these other cakes that I've made that just blow your mind when you eat it. It's really good, but you get sick of it very fast. This is a beautiful cake. It just tastes like the sister of a carrot cake. Those spices are really carrying it through. So overall, flavor. It was beautiful. It was a lovely, subtly spiced cake. Buttercream wasn't overly sweet. You got the dulce de leche, you got the chai, you got all the flavors together. It didn't blow your mind, but it was a really lovely cake. So for flavor, I'll give it an 8. Flavor cohesion. I think they went perfectly together. I don't think they elevated each other, but they didn't detract from each other either. The spices and the chai were there, the dulce de leche were there, and when they came together, you got both of them. You didn't notice one over the other. You didn't lose one either. I know it's not wow, boom, blow your mind, but it was just great. So for flavor cohesion, I'll give it an 8. And then texture cohesion. The buttercream is very creamy, very buttery, very rich. And the cake is very moist as well, but it does need something. Like a walnut or a pecan that you'd find in a carrot cake, it just is missing something. You get this creaminess of the buttercream as you bite into this super moist cake, and that's really nice. It's got a great mouthfeel, but you just want to bite into something. You feel like there should be something there, like something is missing. Overall, a nice textural experience, just not wow. So I think for texture, I'll have to give it a 7. So overall, that gives us a 23 out of 30 or a 7.6 out of 10, which ties us with one of our previous bakes, the coffee mud cake with the matcha mirror glaze. Overall, I think this is a better experience. The coffee mud was beautiful, but this was so much more lovely than that. So I'm gonna put this above that. This was a great cake. I would make this again to go to a party, people with more refined palates. It's not gonna blow your mind. You're gonna eat that piece of cake. After that, you'd be like, yum, that was a great piece of cake. I'm done. It was a weird combo. I thought it was gonna be whack. Actually came out really lovely. And I'm glad I got to experience it and experience it with you too. So that just about wraps up the chai olive oil cake with the dulce de leche French buttercream. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to roll for next week's cake. Keeping with the new tradition, I'm gonna have balls thrown at my face. 10, white cake. 14 again, peanut butter. 11, German buttercream. 6, okay, rose lavender oil. So we got a floral. So we have a peanut butter white cake with a floral German buttercream. Tune in for the next one. And in keeping with our new tradition, I'm gonna get balls thrown at my face.
Twice.
Place, yeah. Do I like that?